Hi everybody, we're just pulling out the driveway. We are going to get Oliver's harness and hopefully some implements. We're probably gonna break down and buy the cart, even though I have to put it on credit. But we'll see about the other gardening implements, and hopefully we get a really good lesson and some education. I also brought all my hoof trimming stuff in case the person there is an expert on draft hooves. I'll trim him myself and maybe get coached or something. And just gonna make a day out of it. It's about a 3.5 hour drive up there. So we'll see you when we unload.
Okay, we just made it.
Get Oliver out and put him in the shade. He's probably tired of being in there. Hi, buddy. Oh, you got dusty.
It took us right over 4 hours to get up there, so a little bit further than we thought. Kind of a long drive for Oliver, but he handled it really well.
I'll probably offer him a drink real quick. Nope. Now we gotta brush him off before the people show up and see a dusty Oliver. Gotta look his best.
That road was dusty. Is that a long ride? Yeah. Once the people arrived, they kind of gave us a little tour of their barn and their setup, how they stored their harnesses. We had never seen a barn set up like this for draft horses, so it gave us some really good ideas, and it was really cool to see.
You know, they bring them in and they get a little grain or hay or whatever, and then you back them up and lower down the harness, and
Cool.
just lowers right onto them, and
Neato.
That's pretty neat.
let's go.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, though, especially with the big horse harness because it's so heavy.
So one of the questions I've got right off is, you know, the metal rods that come down and have the balls on top of them?
Those are hangs.
What are those for?
That goes in the collar,
Okay.
and that is what pulls. So let's see. So this is a hame. These are wood hames. But this is what attaches to your cart or your wagon or whatever.
collar did. Okay.
No. The collar is just a leather or synthetic pad, basically, to distribute the weight across their neck and their shoulder.
And where do the hames go to the collar?
The hames go in this groove.
Oh.
And then your tugs or your traces go across here, and that's why it's got that extra piece of leather. It's called wear leathers, and sometimes it's an extra piece on top of that.
Okay.
But I've got a bunch of collars. I can show you all the different styles. This is an adjustable collar, so it adjusts on both sides, and this whole piece is separated from this.
So do you put this on first?
Yep.
Or last?
And I do not go over the head,
Oh, how do you do it?
personally.
Take it off?
Yeah. Oh, here's another latch style. Leather
Oh,
latch.
cool.
I like that.
I missed
Yes,
that.
it's very nice.
Boy.
Good boy, Oliver.
See, that's okay.
There you go. That looks like it might be a little snug.
Yeah, it's too small. Well, I don't know what you would consider.
It's up all the way on the other side, I think. You got it buckled?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, no, it's too big.
Too big.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
It's just the way it's sitting.
Well, I got more holes I can go up here.
Yeah.
Want me to go on up?
Yeah, you can go ahead and pull it. I think it's just because it's been sitting for so long, it's not quite shaping the way I want it to. I did use a little oil too.
Okay.
Okay.
Not seen much care.
There you
So
go.
this is, to me, this is too big
Yeah.
because you got this much space. I mean, you could drive a truck through that. You
Yep.
want like this much. So it's not far off, but it is off.
Okay. What size is this one?
I think it's supposed to be a 24 to a 27.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see. This one looks like it fits him way better already.
Yes, so I would say this one fits.
But is that one non-adjustable?
It is not adjustable.
So
this
he
is
will grow.
just gonna fit him now.
Okay.
For the next month or two.
Okay.
Good boy.
Yeah, this is enough that he's gonna, you're gonna be able to fit in there. And when he's pulling into it, it's not gonna suck up into his throat.
So what about the padding? Where do we put the padding?
Okay, so the padding goes on before.
Okay.
And it drops your collar size some.
Should I grab one of them? Okay, so.
It hooks to the collar.
Oh, it hooks to the collar before you put the collar in?
Correct. So that one, you couldn't fit a collar pad on that one. It would be too tight.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we'll try this one. And it just hooks on, it clips around that rim.
Okay.
And you just, hook that offhand side.
And that's just called a pad.
Yep, it's just a collar pad.
Okay, a collar pad. Okay.
Now, is that for his comfort or is that to make them fit when they don't fit?
For comfort, but it's also for, it takes the collar size down. It's a little scarier.
I put a tarp over him a few times this week to try to get him ready for this.
And in case you don't know, Oliver is a 2-year-old Clydesdale, and he has not been worked with that much. We're just starting his training, so this is all new to him. He's never had a harness on. This is the first time.
Yeah, in the bed of my truck, there's a scoop with his treats in it. Go grab him.
Look at that.
Good.
Looks like a whole different deal, doesn't it?
Yep, that I would call that fitting.
Cool.
It's maybe a smidge big, but by the time you really drive him, that'll fit, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be.
And that saves you from buying 2 collars.
That is the adjustable one. Okay. Okay.
Your back saddle, your pad, back pad. How I do it is I start in the middle, and then this is your breeching, whatever you want to call it. I call it breeching because it's technical. And then pick up. So this goes over the hip, and then this goes obviously behind. And then I put the hames. Sorry, I almost whacked you.
Okay.
I put the hames over it, and that way you've got something very central.
Huh.
Can I touch it? Get up here. You got snacks.
Yeah, that's why I got the snacks. If he did act up, he's very food minded.
Oh, good.
Good boy. Trying the harness on probably took a full hour, if not a bit longer, and Oliver handled it this well the whole time. He never spooked or jumped. He stood still and quiet. We were so impressed with him.
And it just sits right in that groove. These are your ratchets, and they adjust. Get the just.
Yeah.
This is gonna go behind your butt.
Well, I imagine if they just adjusted at ease, they wouldn't stay put. So.
Well,
probably a good thing.
they're tight enough. It's that strap is too thick.
Yeah, and it needs to be
really
down
go-
so that this circle goes.
Right, you want it to.
Hug that.
Yeah,
and
you want
it's,
it to curve
it's
that.
poking. Right
So
there.
it's because it was on a small collar.
Yeah. Every harness I've ever used has just been the simple nylon chest harness that you can get off of eBay
Rest
for
collar
$100,
harness.
you know. And it's just been on Shetland ponies and then 2 full-size horses. So
Let's give that a shot.
I had no idea about like these Hanes were the things that pulled. I always thought it was the collar. So I'm glad I brought him because I got a lot of education here that I need.
Thank you, buddy. When you go to do this has to be like as tight as you can get it.
Okay.
And that collar is going to prevent it from being too tight.
Stand
Just because you see it's a little off, but
Well, I don't know what on looks like.
you
But-
want it to be snug up at the top too.
Oh, okay.
See if I do that, how it kind of brings it in a little bit.
Yeah, and I can get tighter down here. I didn't know if I was supposed to go as tight as I could.
Yeah, so
Or
I shove this buckle, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's, got the little 2-way keepers, kind of. I shove that over to this end of the hang. And then,
that would have gave me the space I needed.
and then you just cinch it up as much as you can, and I can't cinch it up enough.
To get to that next bubble?
Yeah.
That's
Let's go ahead and bring him up.
both sides? Got it.
Look at that, that just went so much easier. Hands just really aren't the right size for this collar. So yeah, I put my shoulder right here into the tub or the crate because you don't want to sit there and cinch on their necks and twist their necks.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can get a lot of torque and force behind it. Yeah, it's really just not the perfect setup, but it'll do. At least for this part. Yeah. I don't know that I'd go driving in this tomorrow, but another thing that I could do is.
So when you said not the perfect setup, you wouldn't drive them in this tomorrow. What do you mean by that?
Right here, how there's a kind of a gap. It doesn't feel like it's worse on this side. This side I can get my fingers in, but right here.
So do they?
So what? How do we? Do you know how to fix that, Jay?
So the hame is not the right size and angle, so it's not curving the right way.
These hames are for a smaller collar, is what you're saying? So what do I need to do?
You can buy new hames. You can just buy hames, but like I said, I think I would just pole strap. It hooks to this other bottom ring on the hame. That hooks to the. This would be, your tugs. This goes back, and this is your quarter strap.
Never even knew that was a part of it.
Well, I'll show you how it all works. So, your breeching is your brakes.
Yep.
This snap is what would hook to your neck yoke, and this is too long. It's not set up for.
So do I need any of this if we're working single?
No, but I hook everything. Well, you do need your breeching hooked up, but not in this fashion.
Yeah, okay.
But you're hooked to your neck yoke here. This holds.
Yeah, makes sense.
The cart rocks back or the wagon rocks back, and they rock into the breeching, and it pulls.
I thought this was all biothane, you said. This is leather, isn't it?
No, this is bio. It's not leather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'd weigh 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I've got a set of team harness that's leather.
It's funny, it tricked me. I know leather's more expensive, but I'd rather have biothane because my barn is so humid, everything molds.
Well, I've got a set of team harness that I'm ready to donate to you for a very, very, very low price.
Okay.
Well, because it's real heavy work harness.
So if he ever gets to pulling real heavy, it would be better to be in there.
If you're logging or anything.
I would like to work my way up to where he's usable to actually do work, know.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm just going to stick with the sled and then work my way up to this cart and then see where I can go from there.
So he is just a little too small for this.
Okay.
Because, and you can just,
it's got one more hole.
Well, it needs to go this way.
Oh, that way. Okay.
But you want this up over the point of it.
Is this far enough forward?
Yeah, that's about good.
Right there?
Yeah, and that's got plenty of.
Yeah. When I start pulling, like,
This
the first thing I'm going to
needs to
pull is a sled. So I don't even need these, but where would I hook these while I'm pulling a sled?
Just take it off.
Just take,
If you want, you can just take it off entirely.
well, it's sewed on.
What you want to know?
I would have to snap it to something.
Oh, yeah.
Where do I snap the breeching to when I'm pulling just a dead drag?
Stop
You're
when
saying
he stops.
take everything off.
No.
No, just
But you
have him
could.
hook his quarter straps up to his breast strap.
Is this the quarter strap?
So like
Quarter strap.
these
Okay.
are
These are the quarter.
That's the pull
They don't
strap.
seem so
Okay.
loose.
Well, they're as tight as they go.
What about a
So I need a hole punch. Do you have a hole punch?
Do you not strap this down really tight?
No.
You leave that loose.
You can snug it, but it doesn't have. It's not like a saddle.
All right.
It doesn't have to be death grip tight. And I didn't tighten that. I just buckled it. Okay, so this is where your shaft goes.
Yep.
And then this one, you death grip.
Okay.
Because that's going to keep your shafts from doing this, or at least minimizing it. There's this carrier,
Yeah. See that?
and that just keeps it from
from
slipping up too much, you know.
Tracy's hardly read it.
And this, I've actually got the carrier for this. I couldn't remember which harness didn't have it. I just run the.
And that's the buck strap thing, or the? How do you? I forgot to see how to.
you-
We got to see how to hook that thing up.
If you look at this side, this base carrier. So it's just a loop.
Okay.
So it obviously busted off at some point on the other side. I bought it that way.
Okay.
But I just run the trace or the tug through that instead. But I've got another one of these in the bed of the truck.
Cool.
If you would prefer to have like an official.
Whatever. And this is just for holding the chains?
Correct.
Okay. And then what about, you said there was something to keep him from bucking with the cart on?
Yes.
It's over here, I think you guys put it.
So. And there's a loop on it, but this harness isn't. It's meant for a crupper style harness, I believe. And usually crupper style harnesses have the two leathers.
Sure.
And you just call that a buck
But
strap?
It's called the kick strap.
Kick strap.
I think I just put it under. No.
Maybe we
How did I do it? I ran it through here.
Yeah.
See, you knew what to do. I just ran it like this.
I have never used one of those.
Well, let me tell you, they're the greatest.
Well, if you need it, you sure need it, don't you?
Well, I needed it with that Clydesdale.
Oh, you had a Clydesdale
I trained
also?
that Clydesdale.
What?
That
Are
one that I was-
Clydesdales more kicky, you think, than other
They're
drafts?
just a little stupid.
Oh. Oh, poor Oliver.
So,
Oliver's the exception. If everyone was as smart as him, that's all people would own.
your shaft is here. It just goes up and snaps. So that way, when his butt comes up, that shaft hits.
Oh.
Yeah. Keep him from getting kicked in the face.
And
Yeah,
and that
that's
way he
smart.
can hop all he wants, and that's fine. But he can't really get up and get out.
Right here, she's using a hole punch to make adjustments on the harness for Oliver. Overall, it was a little bit bigger, so she brought everything in just a little bit, making the setup just a bit more snug. And it took a lot of extra time, so we really appreciated her doing this.
So came straight down to the snap.
Yeah.
Is what I like, and that's taught to that. So he's not gonna have a whole lot of, and you could maybe go up a hair with your snap if you want to do the sled deal. That's an appropriate
Okay.
size or drape, I guess.
Cool.
I like where this is sitting now.
Cool.
Everything's taut. Wakey, wakey.
Cool.
And then, like I said, I just have been running it through this, but
Yep.
if you care about it, I have matching ones that are new. If you don't care, just do that. It's just a loop, but
Well, if he
in
gets
anything,
if he gets gentle enough, or where I trust him enough, I will be taking him some praise and stuff.
okay,
But
Don't
he's gonna
bite.
have to be an angel for
you're
that.
gonna get yourself in trouble.
Right. I do give him too many treats, but he's sweet.
Go here.
Yep.
Like I said, I always go to the back saddle because it's just centralized. If you want, you can leave this.
No,
here.
I like that.
And then do your hames first, and then just scoop everything at once. So you unsnap that one first. And then I do this. Just put the ring on the snap and then hook the snap back to itself. That's
Or
fine.
move it
Yep,
back?
just move it back. It can sit on its back. And then swoop. And then just I scoop under and tuck it up to my elbow and pull her off.
Cool.
Nice. That's like harness, by the way. Like very light. So, and there's, if you can get it, there's a little like finger,
Oh yeah.
tab.
Felt it.
And then, yep, just slips right off.
Cool. Good job, Oliver.
They do sweat more with collar pads, I think, just because they're more, like uniform fit.
Yeah, snug. Yeah.
When we first showed up, the old man that owned the place said I was making a big mistake keeping Oliver stud. But once they seen how well he behaved for his first harnessing, he said, I think you'll get along with that stud after all. We looked the bridles over real quick, and then we went to look at the cart.
You just have to
I
have
don't
two
know.
holes drilled in the back.
I can do that.
So it's just a plain wooden tongue with a cap on the end. You can buy those.
It ended up being quite a long day, and Oliver was definitely ready to go home once we were done. We have a lot to learn with this, but we're very thankful. The lady really went into detail and I think taught JR a lot, so we really appreciated it.
So we ended up getting this cart. I love it. If you remember the one at the auction, this one's actually the size bigger and a little bit better cart. So it has 3 different ways you can set the chairs side by side like this, or if I want to work in by myself, I can take it out and plug the chair in the center and just have one chair. And that's how I'm going to use it the most at first. What I think I might do, I have a couple truck toolboxes, and I'll make a bench seat out of those truck toolboxes and have it sitting here where I can sit on the toolbox, and then have that toolbox filled with like my chainsaw and chains and straps and pulling implements. And if you turn around and look right here at all these holes, I can have a pintle hitch, put like a 2-inch ball, a tow hook and stuff there for work. And then it's got disc brakes. Go ahead and pull me, Becca, and see how the brakes work. Yeah, get it. So the brake.
It's too loud.
Oops.
Oh, you okay? Oh.
Oh, I sorry. Get up, mule. So.
Dump him, Becca, dump him.
And if it ain't too hard for Becca to pull, you know it ain't gonna be too hard for all of them to pull. Because Becca's only. Back up, back, 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 back. Back.
Do it.
Back. Get back. Yeah, back up. Whoa.
The horse is angry.
Whoa. Oh, I didn't even notice this, but it's got
You can put it down, babe.
It's got some type of little setting here, and I don't know what that's for. I don't know what that does. Comment if you know what this is for.
What? Oh, okay.
There's like holes and little pins here. So yeah, if somebody out there is an expert on these Pioneer 4 carts, I have no clue what that's for, and I could use some info.
Okay,
But
tell
yeah, it's got brand new tires.
Yeah.
So I'm just really looking forward to this. I'm excited about it. And one thing I wanted to cover, there's been more than one person comment, oh, Oliver's had such a rough life. Why not just let him be retired and not make him pull this? And that line of thinking to me is so foreign that I don't even understand where somebody's getting that from. He's 2.5, coming 3 years old, in the absolute prime of his life. I mean, he is 100% healthy, according to 2 good equine chiropractors and the veterinarian. And quality of life for him comes from interacting with me. And how he's going to interact for me is for me to be his leader, teach him things, give him purpose in life. And horses understand purpose, so do dogs and everything else. If he's not fulfilling a purpose and being interacted with, he's just going to be a pasture ornament. And I think that's a lot lower quality of life than being trained, worked with, and used for what he was intended and bred to be used for.
And being bred, that's kind of in him too, to want to do this type of stuff. It's bred in him.
Just like right now. Okay, so Piney is a pet and Parker is a pet. Well, all there is a barbed wire fence going all the way down there where the sheep flock is. And if I walked over that hill, the livestock guardian dogs are laying with the sheep flock. They can come up here right now if they wanted to, but they're bred to guard livestock, so they're out there doing it.
That's what they like to do.
Yeah, and he's bred to work and pull in a harness and to be worked with, and that's, I mean, he's got a drive just like these dogs have a drive. Piney, she fetches, even though we didn't train her to fetch. This little squirrel dog right here, I've never hunted her and never taken her to the woods with a gun, but she trees squirrels. So genetics is a big part of it, and Oliver's gonna have a purpose. He's gonna be worked, and I'm gonna take care of him. It's not too much work for him only being 2 years old. You just seen that my 14-year-old daughter could pull me no problem.
16.
Oh my gosh, you're 16 now? Goodness gracious. Time is getting away quick. That's awful. have to back her up on that.
I'd say the most comments are going to be on Becca pulling you in the wagon.
Yeah, yeah, probably so. You guys have no idea how strong she is. She can whoop me. She's been able to whoop me since how old? 12, 13? 10? She says 10. She's pretty tough.
Probably 10.
All right, anyway, thanks for watching this episode. Hit the like and subscribe on your way out, and stay tuned. We're just about to film a episode of him getting his first set of shoes on. Maybe later this afternoon I'll start working him in the harnesses, and you can see the 3 sets of harnesses we bought him at the same time we bought the four-cart. Come here, Oliver. Oh, that's not very dignified.
Better turn the camera.